In this video, let's talk about creating libraries. If you're going to create more than 2 or 3 questions total, you better put those questions organized in the libraries. So if you look at lower left corner, you will find this libraries area. If you click on that, and you will see a whole lot of libraries created by other people. By using this add new library, you can create your own library. And those are listed below for me. And now I can, as I create questions, I can locate those questions in this particular libraries I created. Here's one thing I'd learned from my experience, is that if you create this particular library, and as soon as you add at least one question there, it's not going to allow you to create a sub-library underneath it. So if you're planning that, for example, like this pre-calculus, you're going to have lots of questions and you want it to be organized into different kind of chapters or topics. You have to create the libraries, sub-libraries first, and then add questions to those sub-libraries. So before you add any question, for example, to this Chang/pre-calculus, you will have this button of add sub so that you can create those. But look at it here. I added those question units, several questions into 21 questions to unit circle library. It does not have a button of adding additional sub-library underneath it. But if you do that before you add any question, you will have an option of adding sub-library in there. So if you create that, and later, after you learn more about it, how to generate a question, you can locate the questions there. Or if you're editing very simple modification of publicly available questions, then you have to change the newer version into your library or somewhere else. Otherwise, it's going to go to something called unassigned library. There are lots of questions. You have to go through the process to figure out where yours is buried in there. So it's a good idea to create your own library. Another thing is that if you're going to create, let's say, 3 or 4 questions for a pre-calculus, then you know it's going to go to a particular library, and you better change the setting, the default library option is there by clicking on this user setting. You click on that user setting. If you go to the bottom part of it, and there's this boxed area called instructor options. In there, you can select the library. So whenever you're trying to create the new questions, the library is automatically defaulted to this particular one so that you don't have to go through and selecting process for each of the questions. But you have to do that every time when your default is going to be only one choice sitting there. So a little bit inconvenient. You have to do that whenever you're creating a bunch of questions. You're going to come here and then select the libraries in there. This is some of the tips that I want to consider before go ahead and generate questions. Next videos, we're actually going to learn to generate one simple assignment with one question in it.